aka Spider-Man, aka the Spider Menace. But rest assured, dear viewers, we here at the Daily Bugle will not rest until we've uncovered the truth behind his web of lies. I'm Jake Jonah.
What's up, folks? Today I will continue bringing another video about symbiotes and their secrets. And today's video will be the top 10 list of the most powerful types of symbiotes in the Marvel Comics universe. Let's begin.
Let's go!
At number 10 is Venom, the first Earthbound symbiote. It is undoubtedly none other than Venom. While Venom is considered a basic symbiote compared to others on Earth, it has given birth to numerous offspring that have evolved and improved upon its traits. Although Venom is well known, its descendants may surpass it in this list.
To destroy this world. You die.
At number 9 is Maniac. Maniac, also known as Mania, who originated as a clone of Venom created by the Ararat Corporation using Venom cells. Mania made her debut in the early Venom storyline in 2003 as a new iteration of the Venom symbiote. Throughout her existence, Mania had three main hosts. The first host was Patricia Robertson, also known as She-Venom, but the Life Foundation personnel removed Mania from her when they discovered that Mania sought to take control of Patricia's body. The second host was Andy Benton, a teenage girl who was saved by Flash Thompson, who temporarily transferred a portion of the symbiote to Andy to save her life, transforming her into Mania 2. The third host was Lee Price, a former host of Venom who was stripped of the symbiote and later freed from prison. Consumed by his desire for symbiote power, Lee and his accomplices attacked Andy, separated the symbiote from her, and Lee became Mania 3, adopting the name Maniac. Under Lee's volatile influence, Maniac became even more deranged and powerful than before, possessing abilities similar to Venom. In the Venom story arc titled I Ain't Seen Omega, Maniac's strength was showcased, leading Spider-Man, Anti-Venom, Venom, and Black Cat to join forces in order to defeat him. Number 8 is Scream. Scream, also known as Donna Diego, Scream was one of the 5 products of the Life Foundation and also one of the 6 children of Venom. Compared to her siblings, Scream was the most powerful symbiote. She once nearly killed her 4 siblings during an episode of Madness. After the Spider Island event, Eddie Brock had lost Venom and decided to hunt symbiotes, targeting Scream and Hybrid. After successfully bonding Ray to Scream, Eddie killed her with a knife. Number 7 is Riot. Riot, also known as Trevor Cole, was one of the 5 symbiotes created by the Life Foundation. Like Donna Diego, Trevor was also a volunteer for the Symbiote Project. After the project's success, Trevor became Riot. Compared to his 5 siblings, Riot was the largest and possessed slightly superior strength. However, what Riot surpassed his siblings in most was his tactical mind from Trevor's experience as a mercenary soldier. Number 6 is Hybrid. Hybrid, also known as Scott Washington, first appeared in the New Warriors number 21 published in 1992. However, at that time Scott had not yet become Hybrid and only appeared in the role of a gas man. It was not until 1996 that Scott officially possessed the powers of the symbiote. In the Venom storyline, along came a spider. As mentioned about Scream earlier, she went into a murderous rage that nearly killed her 4 siblings, Agony, Lasher, Phage, and Riot. While they did not die, the 4 symbiotes were left very weak. They had to bond together into a new symbiote form, which became Hybrid. Hybrid chose Scott Washington as its host. As a fusion of the 4 original symbiotes' DNA, Hybrid was quite powerful. It inherited strengths from all 4 symbiotes. As mentioned previously, Hybrid was later hunted by Eddie Brock and seemingly killed. However, unlike Scream, Hybrid did not need a grizzly. When Eddie attacked, only the host died while the symbiote survived. The symbiote was then recovered by government forces and separated back into its 4 original parts. These were implanted into 4 members of the Advanced Task Force Mercury unit. However, they soon encountered Carnage by unfortunate chance. This time, Hybrid and its hosts would not be so lucky. All 4 members of Task Force Mercury were killed by Carnage. Number 5 is Carnage. When talking about Carnage, many of you have probably heard of it before, right? Carnage can be said to be one of Spider-Man's most famous villains, along with Venom. Briefly about Carnage's origin, during a battle with Stick, a villain who can decompose organic matter by touching it, Venom was thought to have died. Eddie was imprisoned in jail along with Cletus. However, Venom later escaped from prison. The Venom symbiote left behind a cell, which bonded with Cletus Kasady to form Carnage. Carnage can be said to be Venom's strongest offspring and an advanced evolution of Venom. Carnage possesses all of Venom's abilities, but in an enhanced form. Carnage is very closely linked to Cletus, similar to Venom's bond with Eddie. Of course, like other symbiotes, Carnage also had a few other hosts besides Cletus, such as Scarlet Spider or Silver Surfer. But its nature was created to destroy and kill, making its bond to Cletus stronger due to his psychotic murderer tendencies. Later during its breeding period, Carnage laid an egg which hatched Toxin, another famous symbiote and currently one of the most powerful. Number 4 is Scorn. Previously I mentioned Carnage laid an egg which hatched Toxin. However, Carnage's biological plans did not end there. The Carnage symbiote was experimented on to create a new artificial symbiote. This symbiote was Carnage's daughter and Toxin's sister, Scorn. Scorn officially debuted in Carnage's solo title released in 2011. Scorn is an artificial symbiote enhanced beyond Carnage. In addition to traits inherited from Carnage, Scorn can combine with external mechanical weapons to boost its combat abilities. Its host was Tanis Nieves, a psychiatric doctor working for Horde Industries. By benefiting from Carnage's abilities and the symbiote technology fusion, Scorn naturally claims the number 4 spot. Number 3 is Anti-Venom. It first appeared in the 2008 story New Ways to Die, which was published. At this time, Eddie was dying of cancer and waiting to die. Luckily for him, he was saved by Mr. Negative. Many people may wonder why Mr. Negative saved Eddie. It was because Eddie was working as a cook serving Mr. Negative at the time, so they had a relationship. To save Eddie, Mr. Negative used the remaining remnants of the Venom symbiote within Eddie. Combined with Eddie's white blood cells, it created a new symbiote. This new strain was Anti-Venom. Of course, Anti-Venom not only saved Eddie's life, but also helped Eddie regain his combat abilities. Anti-Venom can truly be considered a superior version compared to the original symbiotes. Anti-Venom possesses many awe-inspiring abilities such as healing wounds and curing diseases for its host. It can nullify all viruses, toxins, and radiation. More nobly, it can neutralize all other symbiotes. Anti-Venom overcomes all the weaknesses of normal symbiotes, such as fear of fire and high-frequency sounds. In addition, Anti-Venom is also non-sentient and completely obedient to its host. Anti-Venom became a perfected version of a symbiote. Naturally, with such awe, Anti-Venom deserves the number 3 spot on this top 10 list. Number 2 is Toxin. As I mentioned in the part about Carnage, during Carnage's breeding period, it laid an egg which hatched Toxin, the holy offspring. Toxin is special in that it is the 1000th symbiote in the symbiote lineage. After laying the egg, Carnage hatched Toxin. However, fearing that Toxin would later become stronger than itself, Carnage tried to kill Toxin, but failed due to Venom's intervention. Toxin later chose police officer Patrick Mulligan as its host. Typically, the memories and intellect of previous symbiote generations would be passed down genetically. However, every 1000 generations, this genetic memory would have errors. So Toxin did not inherit knowledge from its ancestors, nor could Venom do this. So Patrick Mulligan reluctantly became Toxin's guide to knowledge and experience. Because of this, Toxin was quite like an ignorant child asking many questions. In terms of power and awe, Toxin surpassed previous symbiotes. It had superior strength to other symbiotes. Its resistance to fire and ultrasonic sounds was also better. Unlike other symbiotes that always fused their brains with hosts, Toxin's intellect remained completely separate from its host and it tried to communicate to survive together. Toxin also had a very special ability to track another being, like a wolf's sense of smell. When transforming, Toxin's appearance also changed with its emotions. When in a normal state, Toxin had a quite lean appearance like Carnage. But when fighting or angry, it would become larger and more muscular like Venom, with a more brutal visage. One cool fact about symbiotes is that the webbing they shoot from their hands to swing is made from part of their body. Using more reduces their strength. But this weakness was completely overcome in Toxin. It can grow webbing infinitely without weakening. In fact, Toxin is the strongest symbiote ever created in history. With such awe-inspiring power, Toxin deserves the number 2 spot in today's top 10. Number 1, Knull. The champion of today's rankings is none other than Knull. In terms of power among symbiotes, who is mightier than the lord of all symbiotes? As the creator of symbiotes himself, certainly no symbiote can surpass Knull's power. Knull is an ancient evil god who created his own symbiote hordes of darkness. With godly power and as the architect of what makes symbiotes, there is no need to say much about Knull's strength. As lord of symbiotes, Knull can command them. Symbiotes also view Knull as their creator, fearing and respecting him greatly. I should note that Knull is not technically a symbiote himself, he only created them. But as the origin of all symbiotes, I have decided to include him in this top 10 list, despite his nature. With undeniable might, Knull reigns as the champion of our rankings today, and so concludes our top 10 list for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to support us. Thank you and goodbye for now.